Welcome to It's Not Just Menopause, the podcast that empowers you to navigate midlife with confidence through real talk, root cause insights, and no BS strategies that actually work. If you're dealing with fatigue, stubborn weight, brain fog, or just feeling off and overlooked, this show is for you. Discover what's really going on with your hormones and why it's not just about estrogen. Each episode breaks down what your doctor didn't explain, the internet got wrong, and what your body's been trying to tell you all along. From stress and metabolism to nervous system support and functional nutrition, we'll cover the tools that help you feel more like yourself, again, without restrictive diets, overwhelming plans, or hormone hype. I'm your host, Cindy Stickle, functional nutrition practitioner and certified menopause specialist. I'm here to guide you through the midlife noise so you can stop guessing, get the clarity you deserve, and finally take back control of your health. If you've ever felt dismissed, overwhelmed, or like your body just isn't responding the way it used to, you're in the right place. Let's rewrite the menopause story without the fluff. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of It's Not Just Menopause. Again, I am Cindy Stickle, functional nutrition practitioner and certified menopause specialist. So if you have ever felt like you're doing all the right things and your body still isn't responding, then today's episode is definitely for you. Because one of the most common things women say to me is, I'm eating well, I'm exercising, I'm trying to manage stress, and I still don't feel good. And when I hear that, I don't hear someone who's failing. I hear someone who's carrying way too much. So if you've ever said something like that, you are definitely not alone. I hear this from women in perimenopause and menopause all the time. And it usually comes from frustration, confusion, and a quiet sense of self-doubt. Like you question everything. You know, maybe you're doing something wrong. Okay? They're tired of trying. They're tired of second-guessing themselves. They're tired of feeling like their body isn't responding the way it used to. And believe me, I have felt this in postmenopause. If I had been aware 15 years ago when I was in perimenopause, I would have started doing everything I'm going to talk about today back then. And who knows, I may not have been struggling as much in postmenopause, but I get it. So when a woman tells me she's doing everything right and still feels awful, I don't think she's not trying hard enough. I think automatically my brain says her system is overloaded. You can be doing all the right things and still be asking too much of your body at this stage of life. And in midlife, over 40, the body is much more honest about it and it lets you know loud and clear. Earlier in life, you could ignore signals and still function. But now the signals just get louder, and that's not a flaw, but that's feedback. And I've talked about this in other episodes. We need to start listening to what our body is telling us and not ignore them. So when women come to me feeling this way, right, which most of them do, they often assume the next step is to look harder at food, exercise, or hormones, like your calories, your macros, your lab numbers, workout plans. And most women brace themselves here. They're waiting to hear what they're doing wrong. They're waiting for the rule they missed. They're waiting for the thing they need to cut, fix, or control better. And when I don't start there, there's often a pause, like almost confusion, because no one has ever taught them to assess their body this way. The very first thing I look at is load. Before we get back to today's episode, I've got a quick question for you. Feel like your body's in chaos, but your labs are normal? You're not crazy, you're not broken, and you're definitely not alone. If you've been told it's just menopause or to wait it out, it's time for real answers. Take my free quiz, What's Really Driving Your Menopause Symptoms. In under 2 minutes, you'll uncover your top hidden stressor and get my free guide, The Menopause Stress Fix, sent straight to your inbox. Head to cindystickle.com/quiz or click the link in the show notes. If you're doing everything right, but still feel like a mess, this quiz is your next step. All right, let's get back to today's episode. Not just physical load, but total load. Your stress load, your mental load, your emotional load, your nervous system load, your recovery capacity. Load isn't just one thing. It's the accumulation of everything your body is carrying. It's what you're doing. It's what you're thinking about. It's what you're responsible for. It's what you're not recovering from. And the body keeps score, unfortunately. And in midlife, over 40, this lens determines whether anything else will work. So as you move through perimenopause and menopause, your physiology changes. Your nervous system becomes way more sensitive. Your stress response activates way faster. Your recovery takes sometimes way longer. And your tolerance for underfueling and overfunctioning gets smaller. This is where a lot of women feel grief because they're not comparing themselves to other people. They're comparing themselves to a past version of themselves. I used to be able to do this. I used to bounce back faster. I used to have more energy. And that comparison creates pressure, and pressure adds more load. So this isn't about weakness. It's about a body that now requires a different starting point. So when I assess load, I look for things like waking up tired even after a full night of sleep, afternoon crashes, feeling wired but exhausted, exercise leaving you drained instead of energized, relying on caffeine to get through the day, a brain that never really shuts off. I also look at patterns women don't usually label as stress. Decades of dieting or restriction, always being the responsible one, carrying the emotional load for everyone else, never fully resting even on days off, feeling guilty when you slow down, trying to do everything right. Okay? None of these look really dramatic on paper, but when they're lived day after day, they add up. And again, remember, stress, we react to stress quicker. So this, when they compile on, compound on top of each other, it affects us harder. And when stress becomes your new normal, the body stops signaling politely, right? It moves straight to symptoms. Okay. And that's what I mean. Your body is talking to you. So we're not putting a Band-Aid on your symptoms and going, okay, let's just hope those hot flashes, get less. We need to go to the root cause and figure out why they're happening. So this is where a lot of well-meaning advice falls apart, and women are told to fix the symptoms by adding more effort, right? Like I just said, Band-Aids. Harder workouts, tighter nutrition rules, more supplements, more discipline, more tracking. But if your system is already overloaded, more effort feels like more stress to the body. Your body doesn't distinguish between emotional stress, physical stress, mental stress, or dietary stress. It all runs through the same stress response. I just downloaded an app that tells me throughout the day my stress levels. And when I exercise, man, that stress thing almost goes up to 100 because exercise is a stress on your body, even though we need that exercise for our health. But that's where that rest comes in. Like you don't want to do it too much, especially menopause. But even if I'm just walking like my 1.7 miles per hour on my treadmill or my walking pad, my stress level goes up because your body is stressing when you're exercising. So yeah, it's a really cool app because it's right on my phone and my watch, my Apple Watch, so I can like look at it and see. And it's proof right there of what I've been talking about, that different things stress us out. Like I'll see my number go up all of a sudden and I'm not even working out. I'm doing other things. I'm like, oh, wow, look at that. That was stress. Okay. But our body can't tell the difference between which one it is. And it all runs through that same stress response system. So if you're under fueling, meaning eating way too few calories for decades, you've already messed up your metabolism anyway. Over exercising, so you're adding way too much stress to your body, and that means your cortisol stays up and weight loss is harder. Overthinking and under recovering, your body doesn't hear healthy habits. It hears we're not safe. Remember, fight or flight, I talk about all the time. And safety is the gateway to change. Like, your body will not accept anything you're doing until it feels safe. You could be eating exactly right. You can be working out exactly right, but it's not going to see that because it doesn't feel safe. So it ignores all that. It holds on to that belly fat. It holds on to that, extra weight. Keeps your cortisol high. So that's why we have to make it feel safe. So no safety, no steady energy. No safety, no hormone support plan that sticks. No safety, no sustainable fat loss, like what I was just mentioning. This is why willpower doesn't solve menopause problems. The issue isn't effort, it's capacity. And this is where the real shift comes in, right? Where it happens. The first step in midlife isn't optimization, it's regulation. And every other menopause program out there skips right over this, okay? Mine doesn't. That's the first thing we do. Calming the nervous system, reducing unnecessary load, restoring fuel and energy, creating safety before demanding change. Yeah, and this app that I got, it also shows you about how well you're restoring your body battery, it says, when you're like depleting your energy throughout the day and your recovery. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I love it. I'll put a link in the show notes, but and any of that doesn't mean you're doing nothing, right? With calming the nervous system and reducing your unnecessary load, okay? Regulation is active work. It just looks different than what most women have been taught. Most women think, you have to sit and do nothing for that to help your nervous system, but it's not, okay? It's fueling before restricting. It's recovering before pushing. It's stabilizing before optimizing. And when you do that, the body responds. Like today, I was doing my Pilates workout because I added Pilates to my repertoire of workouts, my strength training. And it's only 15 minutes, but since I'm a beginner at it, it's really kicking my butt. And my app showed that I was the total load was like higher than it should be because I was really working in areas that I needed it. So that told me that I'm not doing it every day anymore. I'm going to do it like 2 to 3 days a week to give my body that rest in between so that my body can learn how to handle that in increasing activity to, get my body in building my muscle and getting stronger. So I'm going to be resting more. So this app was amazing and it helped me with that. But when women shift this lens from restricting to learning how to regulate yourself, something powerful happens. Symptoms stop feeling mysterious. The body stops feeling like an enemy. Self-blame starts to fade. And women make calmer, clearer decisions, right? They stop chasing fixes and progress stops feeling super fragile, like it's not even happening. They start working with their physiology instead of fighting it. And that's when food, movement, hormones, and lifestyle changes actually land. This is what I'm talking about with the fight or flight. Once you get your body safe, food, movement, hormones, lifestyle, everything's going to start clicking with your body and you'll start to see change. So before I wrap up, I wanted to leave you with this. If you've been telling yourself that you just need more discipline, more motivation, or a better plan, I hope this episode gave you a different perspective. Because you're not behind, you're definitely not failing, and your body isn't working against you. It's responding to load. Okay, so you don't need a new plan today. You just need a better starting point. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will be in your headphones next week. Thank you for tuning in to It's Not Just Menopause. I hope today's episode gave you real clarity about what's actually going on in your body and reminded you that it's not just your hormones and it's definitely not your fault. If you found value in this conversation, make sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. You can also connect with me on Instagram at Cindy Stickle Nutrition or head to cindystickle.com for more resources and personalized support on your menopause and midlife health journey. Until next time, keep questioning what you've been told and trust that your body is not broken. You just need the truth and the tools that actually work.